Welcome back. New research suggests that regularly eating vegetable oils in your food is harmful for your health. But we're here to look for some solutions for that. So joining us, we have naturopath and Epoch Times health reporter Sheridan Genrich. Good morning, Sheridan. Good to have you with us. What are vegetable oils anyway? Let's start with that.
Hi, Steph. Thanks for having me. Yeah, anytime you see the ingredient vegetable oil or something labeled vegetable oil, 90% of the time it's actually a seed oil. So these seed oils are actually soybean, corn, sunflower seeds, and canola. And the reason they are really inflammatory is because they are processed so heavily to make them shelf stable, because they're not naturally easily extracted from these whole foods.
And so let's dig into the biology of that a little more, because I've heard so much, and we've all heard along the way various oils are good for you or not, but what makes it so bad for the body?
Yeah, it's the processing that they go through. So it's actually twofold, the health problems that they cause. The first is to make them shelf stable and extend the life that their store can have them on the shelf. They actually go through a bleaching, refining, and deodorizing process. And then that makes the fatty acids really unstable and reactive, either in the body or to light, heat, and oxygen. So in essence, what that means is they're already toxic when they're on the shelf because they're not found in nature. And then when we heat them, it makes them even more unstable. And the other second part that makes them harmful for our health is that they're high in omega-6 fatty acids. And this is known to be, it's the essential fatty acid, but it's actually one we want in balanced ratio with omega-3, because polyunsaturated means that there's more unstable bonds that can react. And so this is why stable fats like saturated fats and your better quality oils like avocado oil and olive oil that are still polyunsaturated, they're actually much more safe for the health. Otherwise, you're getting chronic inflammation, and that leads to a whole cascade of common diseases these days.
Okay, but if you're kind of looking at your budget and you're trying to keep costs low, you may think, I still need to use these oils. It's hard to sort of level up all in one go. What can people do to kind of reduce the harm that's wrought by these oils?
Yeah, the best way, you can't actually avoid them completely. That's not realistic if you're living in the modern world, but reducing them through less ultra-processed foods. And then if you're cooking at home, finding a small bottle of olive oil that's ideally in glass, or avocado oil. That's a little more expensive, but olive oil is still affordable, essential. Extra virgin olive oil is the best one. And then if you want to cook at high heat, it's going to be butter, ghee from a local Indian supermarket, or tallow, even lard and palm oil. They're actually more stable. Coconut oil is another stable fat as well. But if you're looking for the best budget, it'd just be grass-fed butter, which your local supermarket likely has. And then just knowing that when you eat out, it's an accumulative effect of having all these oils in our takeaway foods. So the more you can have at home, the better control you have.
I think more people are cooking at home as grocery prices remain high. So if you're going to stick with the seed oils and you're determined to keep, using them in your home cooking, what can you do to perhaps ameliorate some of those effects?
Yeah, so increase your omega-3s. If you can't control anything else, then look for extra fatty fish. So increase salmon, because that's going to balance the ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 a little bit better. And then knowing that, it's still not going to be having good health effects. So priorities really come down to what you want. If health is a concern for you, then really looking at where you are getting these and just making simple swaps is really good. I've got an air fryer that I love cooking with. Then you don't need any oils. You could steam, boil, and bake. So there's other methods of cooking as well that could be really worth experimenting with if you're on a budget and you want to have less seed oils, because I can't recommend them for anyone's health.
Yeah, you've written about this extensively on the Epoch Times, and you also mention ways to make choices when you're buying seed oils, what kinds of containers to buy them in, or even when you're buying olive oils. You mentioned extra virgin olive oil, but there are some extra choices you can make there. If you could dig into that a little.
Yeah, right. Olive oil and avocado oil, because they've become popular, there's sort of adulteration coming out. And so these fake products are also being brought into the market, unfortunately. So looking for a good brand would be looking at a glass bottle, something that smells clean when you open it, and keeping it stored in a dark, cool place, because all oils will eventually oxidize over time because oxygen's still affecting them. So not buying them in bulk, for example, is a good idea, and not having it, sitting above your oven and your stovetop, so it's getting even more heat. So that would be a little ways. And if you're buying avocado oil and you're not sure of the quality, look, is it slightly green or is it a yellow color? Because that's indicating the freshness and quality of the product that you're buying. So unfortunately, it's buyer beware.
Which color should we
go for?
Yeah,
avocados are green.
Green. All right,
green. You don't want a yellow oil.
Yep. Okay, yellow is for seed oils. Stay clear of seed oils if you can. Otherwise, smaller bottles, keep them cool. Thank you so much for your time today, Sheridan Genrich, with more insights. Speak soon.
Thanks for having me, Steph.